Hello and welcome back to this makeup space that I have created for myself and you guys. If you're new here, my name is Amanda Renee and I am a certified makeup artist and makeup lover and makeup addict and pretty much just love makeup. And if you're not new here, thank you so much for returning and watching my content. I appreciate each and every one of you. If you like what I produce and want to see more of it, make sure to thumbs up and subscribe and ring the bell so you're notified of all future uploads. I upload every Tuesday and Thursday guaranteed, and sometimes on Sundays. So there you have it. So today what we're doing, I have a bunch of new WetNWild products, mainly interested in the Luminous Photofocus Foundation. I have two shades, hopefully one of them matches me. I also have their Breakup Proof liquid eyeliner, and then also their Breakup Proof gel eyeliner. It's supposed to be 16-hour wear, waterproof, pretty much everything. And then I also have two of their Mega Last stained glass lip glosses, but they're supposed to be more like a lacquer. So we'll see how all of this fares. I just have moisturizer, basically my base, my primer and stuff on my skin, and then we're going to get in with the foundation. I am going to do one side of my face with the Tati Beauty Blendiful and the other side with the new WetNWild Microfiber sponge. I am a huge fan of their regular sponge. Like, it's like $3, or like if you get them on sale you can get like 2 for $5 or something. But like, this is seriously like one of my favorite makeup sponges. I've tried beauty blenders, I've tried the Real Techniques, I've tried the Juno & Co. Like, I've tried so many different brands. And seriously, the WetNWild one is like my jam, to be honest. But so this one is the microfiber, probably similar to the Juno & Co. and any other ones that have the microfiber. So we're gonna try that out. So let's get into it. So I have the two of the Photofocus Dewy Foundations, shades Shell Ivory and Soft Ivory. Let's see. This one is the Shell Ivory. And this one is, I think the Shell Ivory is going to be the right way to go, but I like to have options because, yeah, definitely the Shell Ivory is what I'm going to use. So, with that being said, I'm going to put the Soft Ivory away, and I'm going to get out. The only one thing I hate about this foundation is this like spatula thing. It's really awkward. I've used these foundations before and they're pretty nice, but the spatula is just weird. Okay, so first I'm gonna go in with the WetNWild like microfiber sponge, and I'm going to use the bottom of it, the rounded side, and just going to It has a really light fragrance. It's nothing overpowering, nothing. It doesn't smell like paint like the regular Photofocus foundation does. The original wasn't bad at all. Like, it was a nice looking foundation. It literally smelled like paint, which was probably my biggest sort of beef on the whole situation. So this, I don't look for full coverage. I just essentially look to even out some of the skin tone. I don't even need to even out everything. I just want it to look a little more uniform. So I feel like this actually looks quite nice. And I think it's a pretty good match, to be honest. So I'm just going to, because I shaved the side of my head, I like to blend it out sort of along that area as well, just to make it look more natural. But otherwise, it looks extremely dewy, and it looks extremely skin-like as well. So it doesn't look unnatural, which I like that. Okay, so this is the side done with the WetNWild microfiber sponge. So far, it looks really nice. And I'm going to go over to the other side, and I'm going to use the Tati Beauty Blendiful and see what the difference in coverage and texture. I'm gonna have to actually get out a little bit more foundation just to see, because I really like how this applies foundation to the skin. I actually like kind of how it applies everything to the skin, but it still looks very skin-like. It's not caking up on either side. Looks very natural. So there is that so far. I'm going to go in with a bit of concealer. This is not WetNWild. This is actually the Pretty Vulgar Undercover concealer. It's pretty light. Just to brighten up a little bit underneath the eyes, and I'm gonna actually just use the beauty blender, or not beauty blender, the WetNWild microfiber sponge to blend this out on both sides. You know what? I'm gonna use the Blendiful on the other side. Sorry. So that just helps with a bit of the darkness that's there. So, I mean, both sides look equally as good. I'm actually quite impressed with this. I like the texture that it gives compared to the regular sponge that they have. It seems to give more of like an actual skin-like texture, which, if that's what you're going for, is great. The Juno & Co. ones, I couldn't get the right technique. I'm not really sure why, but this definitely, maybe it's the specific microfiber that's made out of, whatever it is, but it works for sure. And it's, I think, like $4. So it's super affordable. I'm going to throw on a tiny bit of powder under the eyes just to keep that from creasing. I'm gonna see how the foundation does. I don't want to have to set it if I don't have to, because I do want to keep the luminosity, and usually setting, you lose that. I just don't want the creasing under my eyes. Okay, so there's what that looks like so far. And the powder that I used is pretty much the powder that I always use, which is the Jeffree Star translucent powder. So next, I guess, since I don't have any new Wet n Wild like face products, I'm just to finish off my face, I'm gonna go in with the like blush and bronzer palette from the Pac-Man collection, and just do a little bit of light shaping, just to have my face not look so flat. I don't even remember what I thought about this, to be honest. There's the face, essentially. And next, I guess what we have is, this is the Breakup Proof waterproof liquid eyeliner, 16-hour wear. I've been a fan of the sort of like eyeliner pot liquid eyeliners from them. Haven't been a huge fan of the actual pens, so we will see how this performs. It does actually, I think it's a brush tip, to be honest. It looks, yeah, it's definitely a brush tip. It's not a felt tip. So some of my favorite eyeliners actually are brush tips. So we will see how this goes. Hopefully it doesn't bleed everywhere like I've had happen in previous experiences with certain ones, not all ones, but seriously, like, let's see how it goes. I'm just going to do sort of a basic minimal wing at first, and if it's going good, I'm going to test out and see like how much of like a graphic liner situation I can get out of this. So let's just go. Okay, so there is one side. It doesn't seem to be bleeding anywhere. I'm all very careful when it comes to new eyeliners because I have no idea what to expect. So that seemed to go pretty well, and it's really, really, really black. Once I'm done with this, I'll zoom in and you can see exactly what I've done. I'm going to go ahead and mimic this on the other side and see what happens there. We'll have to say the second eye was a little bit harder because it didn't seem like the product was flowing quite as nicely as it did on this side. So I'm actually going to, just to test its sort of precisionness and like how it flows doing like a longer line situation, I'm going to just do an over exaggerated graphic line across the like top of the eyelid above the crease, just to test it out, and we're gonna see exactly how that performs as well. Okay, so there is sort of the graphic eyeliner on this side. I'm not going to replicate it on the other side because this was actually, it doesn't flow well over long distances. You sort of have to like sketch it on, which I have other eyeliners that literally you can just swoop and just get it sort of one shot, very smooth, very consistent line. So this works well for just basic eyeliner looks. I'm probably not graphic looks, to be honest. So, but at least you know. Next we have the Breakup Proof retractable gel liner, and this is going to be good in the sort of lower lash line area, or if you're smoking out like the corners or anything like that. So it comes, you know, pretty decent point right off the bat. So I'm gonna throw this in my waterline on both sides. I'm gonna see how, you know, black it is, like how well it goes on, that sort of thing. So that goes on like super, super, super black. And it's actually pretty easy to put on. I was just trying to be very precise with it. So I'm going to do the same thing on the other side that doesn't have the graphic liner above. And then I'm actually going to see how easy this glides on the skin if you're going to try and do any sort of like precision line work with this. Okay, so obviously two different looks in the same style. Obviously the gel liner produced a thicker line, but it was still very easy to glide across the eyelid skin. Okay, so next all I have left is the Mega Last Stained Glass Lip Glosses in this one, oh, it's so tiny. This is Reflective Kisses, which is like a reddish brown, and this one is Magic Mirror, which is like a pinky sort of look. So I'm actually going to show both of them, if I can get it open. I'm going to start out with the light one. So here's what this one looks like. It is a very thin formula. I'm not sure. Maybe it's a lip tint. I'm not really, until I wipe it off, I'm not really sure. But it's not sticky. It's very just like you have a nice lip balm on almost. So it gives a nice like hint of a color. It would be even better over probably like a matte lipstick of some sort, but that was the pinky one, and it is nice. It's very glossy, but it feels super hydrating and not sticky at all. So I'm going to just pretty much get rid of most of that. And then I'm going to try out the Reflective Kisses. And this one is a more of like a reddish brown, so we're going to see what that does. Here's this. It definitely pulls a reddish brown in the tube, but once it's on top of the lips, it's almost like just more red. It's a very pretty color, and again, it's just like you feel like you have a nice like lip balm on. You don't feel like it's a thick gloss or anything, but it's also very shiny. So yeah, I almost, because I'm crazy, I almost just want to throw one of these on the lid just for this look, to be honest, and I'm just going to do it even if it's not a good idea. Seriously, I love the look of glossy eye makeup. I know it's not ideal, and I know it's not like something you can wear every day or anything like that, but I'm an artist, and I just like creating and testing and that sort of thing. So I don't actually have any Wet n Wild mascara or anything else to try, so I'm not going to worry about that. I can throw on just some random mascara, but it's not really going to make a huge difference in this review. So as far as the, let me give my face a good spritz, and then I will give the final sort of thoughts on everything that I just did. So, looking super close, the foundation looks very dewy. It doesn't look oily. It looks very nice. A plus side to this is it doesn't have a heavy fragrance at all, which the original Photofocus, unless they changed it since I used it, it smells like paint, which is a good foundation. It just has a strong fragrance. So if you're not into that sort of thing, don't buy it. So the Dewy foundation is definitely dewy. It has like the parts that I did not set. Don't feel like they're transferring. They might be slightly tacky, but I feel like you're just going to get that with the Dewy foundation, but it's not transferring onto my skin to touch. Imagine if I were to wipe or drag or something, it would. But it looks really nice. It looks like natural skin, but, you know, not dry. So I'm definitely, I like this because I'm more of a dewy foundation type person anyways. I just like the look. Like, so matte foundations aren't really my thing. I thought the original Photofocus looked nice, but this is definitely the way to go if you like dewy foundations. I feel like you can build it up nicely and it's not going to cake. Like, I don't really have any caking around my nose or pretty much anywhere. And this side I did with the Blendiful that added no additional moisture into it. And this side I used their microfiber sponge, and it was dampened, and they pretty much look the same. So if that gives you any sort of idea. The lip color, just a gloss stain thing. I'm not really sure what it is. It's really nice. It feels nice. It does have color payoff, and that's also what I put on my eyes, and somehow it's not creasing yet, which is pretty impressive. So overall, these products are pretty nice. Like, I'm impressed. So if you like product reviews and then you enjoy the content that you saw today, please like and subscribe, and make sure you ring the bell so you're notified of future content that I produce. There will be another video going up on Thursday. So let me know in the comments how you feel about Wet n Wild Beauty. I feel like it's a very affordable, underrated, I mean, obviously they're pretty much in every like big grocery store, you know, drugstore, whatever, but like they're sort of seen, I feel like I recommend them to like my mom and stuff when they're not a big makeup person and they're looking for affordable makeup. I just feel like they have a lot of good products at a good price for somebody who's not really into budgeting for makeup and whatnot. So I feel like I don't have anything else to say for this. So thank you guys so much for watching, and I will see you all next time.